I'm a legend, I'm a legend, I'm a legend, I'm a legend. I'm always number one, never second. I'm always rising up all ascension. Unbeatable, I'm making plays unrepeatable. Plans unforeseeable, wins unconceivable. I always reach the goal, my work ain't seasonal. 365, my drive unbelievable. And I ain't letting up. Nah, nah, the opposite of done. Yeah, yeah, my era just begun. Legendary, it's hilarious. The varying effect of shots they take to stop my game. I'm dropping painful bombs. I'm a legend, I'm a legend, I'm a legend, I'm a legend. I'm always number one, never second. I'm always rising up all ascension. I'm a legend, I'm a legend, I'm a legend, I'm a legend. I'm always number one, never second. I'm always rising up all ascension. I'm a legend.
All right, let's go, everybody. What did you think of that intro video? I think we got 5 new players for the Firebirds. Welcome, everyone, to the 2025 State of the County. Give it up. Well, we are fired up to be here, pun intended, the home of the Coachella Valley Firebirds, the professional hockey team in the American Hockey League. And yes, the ice is still here. It is underneath you right now. So if it's a little chilly, that is why. We are on a hockey rink right now. But tonight, we are going to talk about the winning, not of the Firebirds, but the winning of Riverside County. I'm your in-game host, Pep Fernandez. We appreciate you guys coming out tonight. We are going to have a lot of fun over the next 90 minutes or so, recapping all of the wins and the success of Riverside County. And all of you have played a large part in that. So let's start the program right now. To get things started, we have a special tribal blessing and a dance by William Contreras and Richard Dominguez of the Torres Martinez Desert Cahuilla Indians. William and Richard.
Good afternoon, everybody. We're here on behalf of the Torres Martinez Desert Cahuilla Indian Tribe. We were asked to come and administer a blessing and to share one of our tribal songs. So I'll begin with a tribal blessing, and then we'll sing a tribal song. And the song will be talking about the flight of the mosquito and the hummingbird. Emanyakale tu kwaspichi Yahweh neia kale empiji vane kenam demal suer kawishichi Yahweh le tu vale yakale tu vashpichi. All right.
All right, once again, William Contreras and Richard Dominguez from the Torres Martinez Desert Cahuilla Indians. All right, now if you can all join me and standing up, we are going to have the presentation of the colors. We are going to have the pledge, the invocation, and we are going to sing the national anthem. So, the presentation of colors, gentlemen. The presentation of colors by the Indio-American Legion Post 739. So if you'll join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Remain standing, please. Now we have the invocation. Father Francisco, give him a round of applause. From the Catholic Diocese of San Bernardino, Father Francisco deliver the invocation for us here at the State of the County, followed by the national anthem.
My brothers and sisters, mis hermanos y mis hermanas, at the beginning of this gathering, we make a pause to pray, not because we have any merit or entitlement. We pray because God is faithful. We pray with thirsty hearts and the desire to be one with each other and with God. We pray with utmost confidence because we know the Lord hears. We pray for blessings upon us, that the gifts of the Spirit, wisdom, compassion, and fortitude be what guides this assembly. La oración siempre es bienvenida. Oramos porque Dios siempre es fiel, nunca nos abandona. Oramos con un corazón sediento ante el deseo de unidad entre nosotros y con Dios. Oramos con absoluta confianza porque sabemos que Él nos escucha. Oramos implorando una bendición sobre nosotros, que los dones del Espíritu de sabiduría, compasión y fortaleza sea lo que nos guíe en esta asamblea. And so we pray. Señor Dios misericordioso, te conocemos tan poco. A veces tenemos la impresión de no conocerte en absoluto. Nos parece incluso que hay que luchar contigo, como Jacob con el ángel. Luchamos con la imagen que tenemos de ti, que de ti hemos construido. A veces también tenemos la impresión de no conocernos. Se nos da que tenemos que luchar el uno con el otro. Al fin luchamos contra las imágenes que hemos creado del uno y del otro. No nos logramos entender. No logramos que se nos entienda. Te pedimos, Señor, que nos permitas conocerte y a tu luz descubrirnos y el uno y el otro. Alabado seas por siempre, Señor, ante tu Hijo crucificado, Allí descubrimos quién eres y quién somos. Allí en ese lugar de la cruz es donde podemos conocernos y conocerte. Porque allí, ante esa cruz, llegamos a conocer el sufrimiento y la pena que viven nuestros hermanos y nuestras hermanas. En ese lugar sagrado, donde tu voluntad de amar con todo cuerpo y alma queda al desnudo, allí también es el sitio y la vocación nuestra, de cada uno de nosotros, de amar con cuerpo y alma para el bien del pueblo que nos pide servir. Lord, you are a mysterious God. How little we truly know you. At times it feels as though we do not know you at all. It even seems we must wrestle with you as Jacob wrestled with the angel. We struggle against the very image of you that we have created. And at times, Lord, we feel we don't even know who we are. We wrestle with one another, struggling against the images we have fashioned of each other. We fail to understand. We fail to be understood. Reveal to us, Lord, and in your light, we shall discover who we truly are. You are ever blessed. You are the place where we can find ourselves before your crucified Son. Let the cross teach us something of the suffering that weigh upon many brothers and sisters. For it is there on that ground beneath the cross that we shall come to know ourselves and come to know you. In that sacred place, your will to love with all your body and soul is laid bare. And there too, at the foot of the cross, is the place where our vocation is born. To love with body and soul for the good of the people you entrust to our care. Show us the way. Be with us now and forever. Dear Lord, amen. Please say amen with me.
Thank you, Father Francisco. All right, if everyone will please remain standing for the national anthem and give a very warm welcome to the District 4 Deputy Chief of Staff, Pat Cooper.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Wow, one more time for Pat Cooper. Unbelievable. Very good. Thank you, gentlemen. We appreciate that. All right, you can be seated. All right, here's the deal. You cannot celebrate all of this winning in Riverside County in 2025 on an empty stomach. So here's the deal. We're going to break for about 20, 30 minutes. We're going to enjoy one another, fellowship, enjoy the food, and the program will return shortly. Enjoy your dinner.
Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
In Greater Palm Springs, innovation rises with the sun. Here, bold ideas find fertile ground. Entrepreneurs find the space to build, and sustainability drives smart, future-ready growth. Across 9 dynamic cities and 5 tribal nations, a culture of collaboration fuels progress, innovation, and resilience. It's not just about business. It's about a shared commitment to growth, prosperity, and an exceptional quality of life. Join us where opportunity meets lifestyle and where together we thrive and shine.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We're going to continue the program now. Before we get to our county CEO, Jeff Van Wagenen, we do want to recognize and thank our very generous sponsors for helping make the State of the County happen. We're going to show you the different slides for each of the different categories, and let's start with the Platinum category. We want to thank them. We also had Gold and Silver and Bronze as well, and I've heard there were 64 different sponsors to make this event happen tonight. And you can see this was the biggest State of the County that we've had so far, and I think we have over 1,000 people in attendance for this State of the County. So yes, please thank our sponsors. This was a big deal. There is a lot of moving parts, and our sponsors played a huge role in making this happen in our Platinum, Gold, Silver, and Bronze categories. And if you are a sponsor representing one of these businesses or organizations, will you please stand up? Don't be shy. I know some of you are already standing up, but please, if you are a sponsor or you're linked to one of these businesses or organizations, please stand up. Give them a round of applause. Yes, thank you. 1,000 plus plates of food, right? That's a lot right there. So thank you guys so much. We do appreciate your support for this event. All right, we also want to thank the elected officials and the dignitaries who came out to the State of the County. So if you are an elected official, will you now please stand up? Come on, we have to embarrass you just for a moment. All the elected officials across Riverside County that helped make Riverside County such a great place. Thank you very much. You can be seated. And I've been told, listen, I've been told you must be on your best behavior because the penalty boxes are available for you elected officials. 2 penalty boxes. All right, I need you guys to make a lot of noise and really go crazy. I mean, louder than when the Firebirds score a game-winning goal at overtime. I need you to get really loud to introduce the CEO of Riverside County, Mr. Jeff Van Wagenen. Let's go, overtime goal.
Thanks, Pep.
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
Yeah, we can go ahead and cut that music at this point. So we have Pep Fernandez hyping the crowd and doing a great job. Can we hear it for Pep one time? So Pep got it started. Pat Cooper brings the house down with her song. One last time for Pat. And then the Bring 'em Out song so that I can talk about the budget. I couldn't tell from up here if that was a woo or a boo, but you know what? I'll take it. So tonight I was asked by Supervisor Perez to talk about some innovative programs that are really priorities of all 5 of our board members across the county. And then he gave me some advice just before I came up. He said, be brief, be brilliant, be seated. So I will do my best to do each of those things. We'll go old school. Next slide, please. All right. So I'm going to talk about 3 things this evening. 1 is the county budget. 2 is our legislative advocacy. And the 3rd one is our innovative RivCo 1 effort. But first, next slide, please. You wouldn't be hearing from me and not hear about the exponential growth here in Riverside County. In the last 30 years, between 1990 and 2020, Riverside County doubled in size. It's sort of like the State of the County address, right? It's gone from about 300 people to 700 people to now to 1,000. Between 2010 and 2020, more people moved to Riverside County than any other county in the state of California. Pep with the assist? All right. And also now between 2020 and 2025, more people moved to Riverside County in 2 of those years than any other county in the United States, with the single exception of Maricopa, Arizona. Next slide, please. Now, thank you for that applause, because the truth is people are coming here for a reason. They're coming here because it's safe. They're coming here because there's opportunities. They're coming here because of the good environment that all of you have helped to develop. And that growth is one of our greatest strengths. These are our businesses, our customers, our family, our friends. But it also means that we have to be intentional in how we meet the needs of all those people. We're adding roughly 30,000 people a year to the county of Riverside. That's a city the size of Norco, a city the size of Banning, of Wildemar, of Desert Hot Springs, every single year coming. And by the way, if you hear your name called, go ahead and shout out, Desert Hot Springs. Yep. So we are no longer the little kid on the block, right? We had a growth spurt, we have to be intentional, and we're starting now to actually share our power across. Next slide, please. Next slide. So the county budget in Riverside County for this fiscal year is $10 billion with a B, $10 billion. That is an extraordinary amount of money, but the reality is we have an extraordinary amount of needs in this county. Riverside County is really the safety net to provide services and to keep our community safe and growing. Next slide, please. This is how that $10 billion is divided up against all of our various subject matter areas and portfolios. We spend most of our money on health and hospital services, then on public safety, and then on human services. Next slide, please. So Van Wagenen, what about that budget discussion was innovative? It wasn't the budget, it was this effort. Last year, last June, all 5 members of the Board of Supervisors said, we need to hear more from our community. It's their money, it's going to their needs, we want their input. So the Board of Supervisors tasked the executive office with doing more community outreach than we'd ever done before. We did a survey that had roughly 25,000 responses. And any of you that have done surveys know just how many that is. We also did 5 separate community outreach and engagement events. 4 of them in person, in fact, one of them just down the street here, and 1 online. We reached another 1,000 people that way. And then we had a document that we prepared, the Budget 101 document, to try and demystify the county budget process. And the result was a better budget, better built, and suited to meet the needs of our constituency. Next slide, please. Legislative advocacy, next slide, please. One of the things that the Board of Supervisors tasked us with is identifying what those advocacy priorities were, and you can see them up here on the screen. And that advocacy is to try and guide our efforts, certainly locally, but also in Sacramento and in Washington, D.C. And many of our federal partners and state partners are here with us today. Next slide, please. These are the 4 principles that are guiding our advocacy in Sacramento and Washington, D.C. And in each of these, you will absolutely find your space. You will find what it is we're doing with you and on your behalf. Next slide, please. And then ultimately, it's our pillars that hopefully will resonate with everybody in this room. We want fair and equitable funding. For far too long, Riverside County was not getting our fair share. And so now we are demanding our fair share and demanding that we get that fair and equitable funding. The other thing we know, and you know, is that local governance requires local solutions. And finally, we are tasked with breaking barriers and building bridges, which leads me to our final initiative I want to talk about tonight, RivCo 1. We have lots of work we need to do in our community. And we've had lots of experiences where we have very good people doing very good work all throughout the community. But we have also had some situations where, in some very high-profile incidents, we have found that there were gaps in our service. That no matter how much good work is being done, there's always more. And what we found, next slide, is that in many of the areas, whether it's in human services or public works, we need to make sure that we are focused on meeting the needs of our residents, our constituents, our businesses, our partners, to make sure that we are serving their needs and working together to do so. Next slide, please. Homelessness is a good example of that effort. We know there are many, many reasons where a person may land on the street. What's that mean for us? It means there's no single solution. That we have to work together. We have to bring multiple departments together, multiple partners together to solve this problem. And this is my throwaway. When you see this car, how many folks in this room have seen a car that looks pretty similar to this? If I were to do a quiz and say, which county department does this car come from, nobody would be able to answer, including the county staff. How are our residents supposed to know who we are? How are our residents supposed to differentiate to many of our residents and constituents? We are all the county, as it should be, so we needed to start acting that way. Next slide, please. Next slide. What was our challenge? Our challenge was this, that it was, and I can see some people trying to squint and say, Van Wagenen, that slide is sloppy. That slide's a mess. How can you understand anything on there? And that's exactly the point. A lot of times our systems were built for various reasons to solve immediate problems, but the reality is trying to navigate the maze of services that were being offered at Riverside County were difficult, if not impossible, for a lot of our residents. So what was the problem with that? Poor access to services, late identification, and most important to all of us and all of you, poor outcomes. So we work together. The Board of Supervisors have tasked us again with finding a solution to this challenge. And next slide, please. And I'd like to now show you a video about our solution.
Asking for help isn't easy. Getting it should be. In the past, assistance from the county meant different offices, different forms, and different answers. We asked ourselves, what if it was easier? With RivCo 1, you tell your story once, and we listen.
I came to the county for help with my utility bills. I didn't know that RivCo One will help me find childcare, job support, and even healthcare for my family, all in one visit.
It's more than a new system, it's a new promise. We see you, we hear you. We're here for all of you. RivCo One.
Thank you for that. And before I leave you, I wanted to share a parting thought. Who's seen this meme? Who's lived this meme? Who's going through it right now? Right? We've all been there before, right? Where it feels as if the challenges we face sometimes can be overcoming, that we feel alone when we're facing these challenges. But our county chief operating officer, Juan Perez, has a phrase he likes to use. The county can do just about anything, but it can't do everything. Our success is your success, and your success is our success. The reality is, we can't do anything without your help, without your support, without your partnership. I'm talking about our federal legislators, our state legislators, our 28 cities, our 12 tribes, all of our different special districts, our community-based organizations, our nonprofits, our water districts, our parks and recreation districts. By the way, I listed a lot of things. I haven't heard any cheers for any of those different groups. But the reality is simply this: we are all in it together, and together we can get through whatever it is. Thank you very much for the time this evening. Enjoy the actual good part of the evening as soon as I get out of here. And thank you all very much for coming and for your support.
It's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. Thank you, Jeff. We appreciate that. All right, so when the 5 supervisors aren't looking tough and mean in those Firebirds uniforms, they are actually running the county. So we're going to hear from each of the 5 supervisors and take a closer look at what is going on in each of their own respective districts.
I may be the newest supervisor, but I've been part of Riverside County's story for a long time. Whether it's in the classroom, the community, or here on the court, success does not happen by accident. It takes teamwork, preparation, and heart. And that is exactly how we serve in Riverside County. By investing wisely, empowering people, and elevating every community, we are here to make every play count. In every part of the county, we are investing in places where families live, learn, and work. Supporting small businesses, expanding local partnerships, strengthening access to essential services. We are working along UCR's medical school to keep students trained here, serving in our hospital, clinics, and health facilities across the county. By using technology to track our outcomes, we make every resource lead to real, measurable results for the people we serve. Empowerment means making community care possible for everyone. Across Riverside County, RivCo Clean, a program of our Waste Resources Department, is helping communities become cleaner, safer, and more connected. Partnerships like Keep Riverside Beautiful show how residents, volunteers, and local agencies can transform shared spaces when we work together. And through the Blue Zone effort, we are bringing fresh produce and healthier living options directly to families, making healthy choices easier, more affordable, and more accessible for all. When we elevate our story, we elevate our community's pride. Places like the Cheech, the Cesar Chavez Community Center, the Trujillo Adobe, and the Harada House are more than historic or cultural sites. They are places where people gather, learn, celebrate, and connect. They remind us that when we honor who we are, we build stronger communities, more united, more resilient, more helpful. Riverside County has momentum. We are investing wisely, empowering communities, and elevating our shared story. But we're not finished. Not when there are more voices to lift, more partnerships to build, and more lives we can impact. Because progress does not end at the final buzzer. Sometimes it begins in overtime. This is our culture of winning, and every win belongs to the people we serve.
Champions are not just the ones on the field. They are the... Thunder! What are you doing? Thunder, what are you doing?
Get out of the way! Hey, he's getting away! He's getting away!
Champions are not just the ones on the field. They are the parents in the stands, the coaches who stay late, the volunteers who show up, even when no one is watching. Here in Riverside County's 2nd District, champions are everywhere. From the roar of Storm Stadium in Lake Elsinore to the calm of Canyon Lake's shoreline, every city and unincorporated community plays a part. Eastvale, Corona, Norco, Jurupa Valley, and every neighborhood in between. Places built on hard work, teamwork, and pride. Champions push forward no matter the challenge. They train through the heat. They show up when it counts. Every rep, every lap, every game is a promise to be better than yesterday. Along the Santa Ana River bottom, that same drive brought real change. This was not a single player's victory, but a championship effort powered by a team of county, state, and federal departments working together toward one goal. From outreach workers and housing navigators to law enforcement and environmental crews, every member of this multidisciplinary team played their part. Together, we helped almost 200 individuals who once lived along the river find stability and safety while restoring the environment for the community. It was proof that when everyone takes the field together, real wins happen. In 2025, we celebrated champions across the 2nd District on the fields, courts, and mats. Norco High School's softball team reached the top of the state. A wrestling program at Corona High captured the CIF Southern Section Dual Team crown. Roosevelt High in Eastvale brought home a CIF state basketball title. And in Lakeland Village, we opened new doors for the next generation and the completion of the Lakeland Village Library and the Lakeland Village Sports Park. These new spaces give residents places to learn, connect, and stay active close to home. From youth leagues to high school rosters, each story reminds us that dedication pays off. Beyond sports, we also celebrated creativity and culture as Riverside County proclaimed March as Arts and Culture Month. Winning here is not only about sports, but also about spirit, heart, and community. Champions grow from opportunity. Through our Youth Advisory Council, community programs, and local events, young leaders are learning that real strength comes from service, teamwork, and heart. That same spirit of leadership continues to grow. At the 2025 Riverside County Women's Leadership Conference, more than 1,000 women and allies came together to celebrate progress and empower the next generation of leaders. It was a reminder that strength and service go hand in hand.
We are all parents, athletes, students, leaders, and neighbors. We rise early, we work hard, we lift each other higher. In District 2, every day is game day, and we are all champions.
Standing here in the middle of Mount Sandy Central College's stadium, you can't help but feel the spirit of possibility. This field has seen big wins, but today we're talking about a win that reaches far beyond the scoreboard. This is a win for education, and it's happening all across the 3rd District. Ready? Great! Our story starts right here at MSJC. We knew that if we wanted our community to thrive, we had to make sure students had access to the tools and training of tomorrow. That's why we invested $2.5 million of ARPA funding into expanding MSJC's career and technical education programs, and it's paying off. MSJC is now one of the only community colleges in the entire nation with industry-grade Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos systems. Students aren't just learning about the future, they're practicing in it. Right here, at home in the Southwest, and that's the theme you'll hear throughout the entire story. When we invest locally, our students don't have to leave to chase opportunity. Opportunity grows right where they live. And when students are ready to take that next step, the next chapter of the story is already being written. Just down the road in Temecula, Cal State San Marcos is expanding its footprint and unlocking pathways in nursing, business, software engineering, and early childhood education. With the help of ARPA funding, we've modernized simulation labs, upgraded technology, and supported new degree programs. And look at the results. 271 graduates in the last 3 years. 214 students are currently enrolled, and more programs coming. The pipeline from MSJC to CSUSM is stronger than ever, and that pipeline leads straight into careers our region depends on. But education isn't only what happens in the classroom. It begins much earlier in curiosity, creativity, and the support families receive from the communities. And that's especially evident in French Valley. Since its opening, the French Valley Library has served as a true community hub, a place where families gather, students study, children discover new worlds, and neighbors stay connected. That's why it was the perfect home for both the new French Valley Discovery Hangar and the French Valley Early Child Care Center. Together, these spaces will give families access to early learning resources, relationship building, and hands-on exploration, all in one vibrant central location. And by addressing child care deserts across our county, we're supporting working families, providing stipends for child care workers, and designing programs to meet families' needs where they live. But access only works when people can reach these spaces safely and easily, which is why we've invested in the Skyview Pedestrian Bridge, a $7 million project that will cross over the creek to create a safe, car-free connection linking homes, families, and local schools to the French Valley Library, the Early Child Care Center, and the Discovery Hangar. It's not just a bridge, it's a pathway to opportunity, one that ties all these investments together. So when you step back and look at the big picture, MSJC's cutting-edge technology, CSUM's expanding programs, new child care hubs, and safer ways to reach them, you realize something. This isn't a series of isolated projects. It's one connected story, a story of a district choosing to invest in its people, from toddlers to college graduates to working parents, because community begins with care. And when you mix that with innovation, collaboration, and heart, you create something truly special. Together, we're building a masterpiece in service to our community, and we're thriving because of it. This right here is our win for education, and we're just getting started.
Yes, well, that's a home run, and here in D5 we have lots of home runs. A couple of months ago, we held our D5 softball tournament with the Pass Area Recreation and Parks District right here in Noble Creek Regional Park. Through the love of good old softball, we brought together leaders from our 6 cities, Calimesa, Moreno Valley, Beaumont, Banning, Hemet, and San Jacinto. Getting active, sharing good food, having fun, that's how we move in D5. And guess what? That's a home run in our district. On the topic of good food, a big part of making sure our community thrives is making sure that they have what they need to get by. That's why we partnered with Bienestar, providing $90,000 to bring 792,000 pounds of fresh produce to our residents through 36 free distribution events. These communities include Cabazon, Nuevo, San Jacinto, and Banning, making sure our families have the energy to knock it out of the park. But sometimes, our neighbors need more than just fuel to get back in the game. That's why we're proud of our Homeless to Work program, where we provide employment opportunities and wraparound services to homeless individuals in the Pass area. Earlier this year, we honored over 45 graduates who completed the program. We are giving our most vulnerable residents the resources they need to hit a grand slam on their future. Also, we're bringing out the talents of our youth. Partnering with the Andy Vargas Foundation, we brought the song program to our district. For over 3 months, students aged 14 to 18 get immersive music workshops on production, songwriting, and performance skills. But some people like to share their voice on a pen and paper. That's why we provided $25,000 to bring the Freedom Riders Project to our district, holding transformative assemblies and workshops that show every student can overcome challenges. Here in D5, we don't let anyone strike out on their future. And when we get our game on, we raise our voice with pride and our efforts don't go unnoticed. That's why our 2024 Volunteer of the Year, Brittany Hunter, won an Emmy for her documentary, Still Standing. Another home run for D5. Winning also means caring for those who need us most, including our furry friends. Our D5 Furry Pets Foster Care Program is a game changer for our district. We allocated $265,000 to give residents stipends of up to $50 a night for fostering dogs, puppies, or kittens, plus a $150 bonus for quick adoptions. Since launching this program, we've saved a total of 413 of our furry friends, and that number continues to climb. And as a rescue dog owner myself, I know pets are family. This program helps get them into loving homes by empowering our pet lovers with the resources to help. We're all pitching in to help our furry friends. Here in our district, we are hitting home run after home run, and we're not stopping there. We will continue to knock it out of the park, making sure we bring the trophy to our community.
In the Phenomenal Four, we know what it takes to be part of a winning team. From the streets of Blythe to the public art of Indio and the mountains of Ottawa, we're building, investing, and celebrating wins that lift us all. You know, this right here, Lake Cahuilla Veterans Regional Park, it's more than just a weekend hangout. This project is about connection. It's also the only park in the Riverside County Park System that is named to honor our veterans. Families can come out, camp, fish, host birthday parties like I did with my kids, and enjoy this place once again. It is our desert oasis, renewed for everyone. The Phenomenal Fourth is stepping up for our communities, literally. The community of Carver Tract finally has sidewalks. Something simple but powerful. It means kids can walk safely to school. It means seniors can get out for a walk. Now this is a safer community for everyone. It's progress you can see, step by step, block by block, making our neighborhood safer and stronger. And when we talk about safety, it's also about housing and safe living conditions. Because of this, we have moved over 100 families out of Oasis Mobile Home Park, because everyone deserves to live with dignity. And speaking of dignity, our communities deserve green spaces. They are not just parks. These are places where community gathers and families spend quality time. I'm proud to have begun construction on parks and community centers in Mecca, Thermal, as well as in Ottawa and Herky Creek. And guess who else uses parks? Our pets. And we are proud that in May, the Board of Supervisors passed a resolution asking the Department of Animal Services to move towards a no-kill shelter. We are making sure that all our community wins, not just the two-legged, but four-legged as well. There are many wins that we've had as a community, whether it's parks, community centers, or housing, but the Firebirds, our local team, and our new arena are bringing trophies home. And our county team made it happen. Here in the Phenomenal Four, all we do is win. Win, win, win.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there.
All right, everybody, I'm gonna need you to get up on your feet. Stand up, let's go. Because skating in hot from the Coachella Valley, he's a stick-handling standout in the rink of public service, a political power forward with a heart for the people, whether he's dropping the gloves on tough issues or tackling the needs of your community. He's not afraid to crash the net in District 4, firing slap shots at big challenges and scoring goal after goal while racking up victories for Riverside County. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your MVP, VMP, Supervisor V. Manuel Perez.
No matter what, got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there.
Wow. Please have a seat, everyone. When my staff asked me what would I like to see, I just said to them, surprise me. I didn't tell them it would scare me. Staff, please rise. That's the staff that made it happen. That's here locally. County staff that helped IT. IT's back there. PEP. Got folks back here. They made this happen as well. Thank you so much. It's amazing. A culture of winning, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we're here. And more so, a culture of purposefully winning has brought us all together, all 900 strong of us, to celebrate the county of Riverside. And quite honestly, the way I see it is, I got two winners that I got to make sure that I recognize, and that's my mom and my dad. Ama, Papa. That's Manuel and Virginia Perez. Where are they? I know they're here. That's right, them. My wife Gladys is here as well, babe. I got some cousins here. I got some family members here. You know, I always acknowledge and recognize my family because I think we need to, first and foremost, but secondly, the fact that I'm very fortunate and lucky that my mom and my dad are still alive. And I know that others don't have that. And so, you know, lately I've been going to the house, meaning my mom's house. He makes me caldo. All kinds of caldos. Caldo de pollo, caldo de res, sopa de fideo, you name it. I just love it. How about that tribal blessing from Torres Martinez, William Contreras? Thank you so much, tribe. Our American Legion, Herman Granados Post, 739, thank you. Our Father Francisco from Our Lady of Soledad in Coachella, muchas gracias, Señor. Thank you so much. That is actually where I did my first communion. How about Miss Pat Cooper? Our Deputy Chief of Staff. That was beautiful, Pat. You all didn't know she can sing, huh? She's on contract, in case you guys want to call her up. Call my office. If you had a chance, did you check out those lowriders? Yeah, give them a round of applause. Where's the lowrider crew? I know you're around here somewhere. Muchas gracias, compa. I want to thank the lowrider crew that's here. They're from throughout the Coachella Valley, specifically from Coachella, but, you know, I grew up around lowriders, and I just thought it would be awesome, especially growing up in Coachella. I think it'd be awesome to bring out the lowriders. So hopefully you had a chance to take a look. How about my good friend DJ Alfie as you were walking in? As well as JVW. Look, this gentleman right here is like the walking oracle. He's like a walking encyclopedia. Give it up for Jeff Van Wagenen, our CEO. And I'm not lying when I say this. I'm not trying to butter you up, buddy. But I always learn something from him. Every single time. And that team is an amazing team. You know, I just love the fact that Juan Perez also is in our corner and he's part of our meetings. He guides me. He guides our team. He's the guy that you're going to hear a lot of victories about in a bit. He's the one that's always there, aside from my team. My colleagues on the board of supervisors, my supervisor friends. Mr. Medina's not here. He's actually in Argentina, but Ms. Spiegel, Mr. Washington, Mr. Gutierrez, please stand up. Give him a round of applause, please. It's a lot easier working with 4 others than 79 when I was in the State Assembly. And I really appreciate these individuals because we truly do work together. And I did have a chance to join the County Board of Supervisors before a few of them and learn from those individuals as well. And quite frankly, I have to say that I want to give it up to Mr. John Benoit. I know Ben is in the house. That's right, Ben. Thank you for being here. Is your mom here as well? Oh, how come you didn't bring her to your table, Ben? Thank you for being here. appreciate their work before me. That needs to be recognized. You know, we have an individual as well that we want to say thank you to. And he just retired yesterday, but he's still working, it seems like. He came today. And he's working with economic development, or worked up until yesterday in economic development, but he's still working, it seems like. Mr. Joaquin Tejerina. So welcome. Welcome to the Acrisure Arena, a shining star in the 4th District. Mind you, we are in Thousand Palms, Mil Palmas. The heart of the Coachella Valley is what I like to call it, El Corazón del Valle. And we have members of the Thousand Palms Community Council here tonight. If possible, can I have Mr. Bill Senso, Christopher Mitchell, and Silvia Tenorio please stand? There they are. Thank you for being here. This arena stands as proof, ladies and gentlemen, of what we can achieve. We made this happen in 2 years, folks. That's right. People said it couldn't get done, but we said, why? We're in the business of saying no. We're in the business of saying, what's up? Let's make it happen. We're in the business of give me the options. And let's work together and we'll get there. And quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, if we can build this stadium, and if the state of California can pass legislation and build that stadium in which the Rams and the Chargers play today in LA, then we can build CV Rail. Then we can build another campus here, our Cal State campus, Palm Desert. We can mitigate the Sound Sea. We can fix the dust issues that we face here on a daily basis. Let's make sure that we say, no. Give me the options, because we're here to win. That's important, folks. And quite honestly, the individual that made this happen, besides our staff, pushing, advancing the work, is Mr. Irvin Azoff. Let's give him a round of applause. He's not here with us today, but I know John Page and Mitch and other staff members from the Acrisure Arena are here, and I want to thank you all for being here. Now, you heard a little bit about homelessness. So let's start with housing. This year, our county saw a staggering 19% decrease in unsheltered homelessness. 19%, folks. That means that families off the streets and on pathways to shelter, now they're stable. And obviously, that's what we want. I want to thank CVAG. I want to thank SCAG. I want to thank WRCOG. I want to thank all my colleagues and partners that are policymakers in every city to make all that work. We might not see eye to eye. Some may be Democrats, some may be the Republicans, some may be independents, some may wear red more than blue or the other way around. But at the end of the day, when we have an issue like the issue of homelessness or the lack of housing, we come together and we make it happen. Like, for example, our Palm Springs Navigation Center, in collaboration with the city of Palm Springs. Is Palm Springs in the house? I want to thank Palm Springs. Mr. Greg Rodriguez, who was once on my staff, I still consider him my staff member, my good friend, my confidant. He made that work. He pushed the agenda. I'm just so fortunate enough to have someone like him to make that happen. Mind you, the person that gave us the idea was Mr. Fred Noble. Mr. Fred Noble knocked on my door one day, and he said, let's do this. So thank you, Fred, and thank you, Greg. Now, our partners at 211 and United Way tell us the top needs for residents is actually housing, but it's also utility assistance. and it's also food, folks. I know that the United Way is here, CEO Kim Stars, Debbie Espinosa, CEO from Fine Food Bank. Can you please rise? And I also want to give out a shout out to Aaron Lacombe. Can you all three please rise, because you are all playing your part and ensuring we take care of our folks here. In the past 5 years, Riverside County invested $140 million in affordable housing, which has unlocked more than $2 billion in state, federal, and private funding. That makes us a top performer in Southern California, more so than many other counties in the state of California, folks. That's right here. This is where you live. This is where you live, and we should be proud of that. Now, a prime example of that type of work is Mr. Dan Horn. Mr. Dan Horn, can you please rise? Mr. Dan Horn and Palm Communities, they're going to build over 200 new affordable apartments being built in the beautiful city of Palm Desert. And it took 7 years for us to make that happen. But I want to thank Dan Horn, his team. I also want to thank Mike Walsh, Heidi Marshall, Juan Garcia, and all the crew that made that happen. Our housing wins are made possible by our model partnership of Housing and Workforce Solutions, Community Action Partnership, and our nonprofits, folks. That's right. And one of those nonprofits is Live to Rise, who I know is here today. Heather Vicona couldn't make it, but Joe Mota and team is here. Joe, ¿dónde estás? Thank you, Joe. Did I hear Joe? Thank you, Joe. They are a homegrown success story, folks. They've been transformative in connecting people to housing and bringing new resources into our region. And this year, we proudly approved $1 million to expand their work countywide. So not only is it going to be happening here in the 4th District, we're talking about every district. So we look for good work moving forward there. When we talk about housing, it's about people. And you also saw a video, I think, about Carver Track, which is an unincorporated area between the city of Inyo and Coachella. It's been neglected for a long time, folks. It's unincorporated. It lacks lighting, it lacks sewer system that's up to par, that modernized, it lacks crosswalks, sidewalks. But you know what? I made it a point that we invest there. And now we have crosswalks, and now we have sidewalks, and we're working on lighting. But while being there, we had a major community cleanup. And I know that Gloria Ufad and Anissa Martinez, they were there to support us. They come to us from Coachella Valley Rescue Mission. Today, they now work there at CVRM, when once they were actually clients of CVRM. Can both of you please rise? I don't know where you are. Let's give them a round of applause. I'm very proud of you. And since we're on that subject, I also want to make sure that I bring up the ABC Recovery Center and what they do for drug addiction services with a community of care facility. Mr. Chris Yingling, I want to thank you. Chris, thank you for rising, and your wife, because she's doing the same thing in Desert Hot Springs. Your organization, Nicole, is named the Seroptimus House of Hope. Is that correct? All right. Let's make sure that we continue to help these folks out. All these nonprofits that I named, You know, I think it's our responsibility, our obligation to do what we can to either volunteer, give a little bit back. But if you happen to have a couple extra dollars here and there in your pocket, in your bank account, let's hook them up. Let's help them out. Because you know what? They're going to turn around, they're going to help folks, the people that really need it. And that's what this is about. That's what winning is all about. That is purposeful winning. And someone who could speak to changing lives and helping our youth as well, a dynamic individual. He has an organization known as The Exception, and that's Mr. Ramon Ramos. Ramon, ¿dónde estás? Oh, he's right there, brother. I first heard about him, and I heard his story at the probation symposium when we talked about juvenile justice. And he's taken that on. And I want to thank you, Ramon. You were like the guiding light, the angel that came, because we had already a few summits, but we were missing an individual that can really push the agenda until you showed up. So I'm glad to pass that on over to you because you are the guy. And all of this could not happen, for example, with these nonprofits, besides you all giving them support, without the RAP Foundation. That's right. The RAP Foundation, I thank you, Letty, and the entire board. I'm a member of the board as well, for always thinking about organizations, nonprofits, and obviously putting people first. So let's talk a little bit about public safety, though. To every first responder and public safety professional that's here, please rise. I want to say thank you. I know we have them. There you are. Thank you so much. They're right there in the middle, folks. Now, because of you, Riverside County is in the top 5 safest large counties in the state of California, and second lowest violent crime rate. That's right. Now, I want to thank also Riverside Sheriff's Association, not only for sponsoring this event, but for ensuring ultimately that we have our community safe. And our new president, Jose. I'm not sure if Jose's here. Is Jose around? Where? Back there. Jose, thank you. I just can't see you. And speaking about being fired up, folks, our new chief, Chief Fish, is with us tonight. We're building brand new fire stations, folks, for the first time in over a decade. 5 new stations, including Lake Tamarisk and French Valley. And 2 major renovations are underway. Our firefighters deserve world-class facilities, and we need to deliver. If these firefighters, think about this, especially here in the desert, it's 120 degrees. All of a sudden we have a fire. And they got all this gear on that weighs over 100 pounds. And they go into these fires. They're like the unsung heroes, if you will, that people don't say thank you to enough. But yet they're there to save lives. And so, Chief Fish, as well as all our firefighters, we thank you for all the good work you do in Riverside County. Education and literacy fuel winning, and our libraries are fueling our communities. In just 5 years, we've built and renovated 10 libraries, with 4 more on the way. That's a massive achievement. Libraries are important in our communities, folks. It's an area, it's a space that's safe for our kids and for our families, when they can come and read a book or do their homework or just get away from the chaos of what's going on around them and just lose themselves in what they're about to read. That's the beauty of the library system. I think Susan Duran, our deputy director of our county library system, is here. I want to thank you and all your staff. Just remember this, folks. To read the Word is not enough. To read the Word and apply it to the world is what we need to consistently do. Because only through reading the Word and applying it to the world, we're able to see the issues that impact us on a daily basis. And when they impact us on a daily basis, we decide to take action. That's literacy. That's how we create engineers. That's how we create doctors. That's how we create government officials. That's how we create CEOs. That's where we create philanthropists, businessmen, builders, everything under the sun. So please, if you have an opportunity to build another library, do so. And I'm very proud of the fact that we just did that in Mecca, and I'm working on one in Thermal, California. Now, our unincorporated communities deserve wins too, and they're getting them with our new EIFDs, Enhanced Infrastructure Financing Districts. That's a long title. We have one in Temecula, we have another one in the Cabazon area, and we have one in the eastern Coachella Valley. I'm not sure we have any more, but those are the three that I'm aware of. But bottom line, at the end of the day, that is a tool that we use so that we can build infrastructure. An infrastructure that's very much needed in our communities, whether that be Thousand Palms, Vista Santa Rosa, Bermuda Dunes, Thermal, wherever it may be, Mecca, Oasis, North Shore. Look, we still have people that don't have clean drinking water, folks. And we are very fortunate to be here sitting in this arena right now, having these meals and having a drink and enjoying ourselves. But there's a purpose why we're here. It's our responsibility. We have an obligation. Let's make sure that we build that infrastructure. Let's make sure we do the right thing whenever we can. It's clear. Let's make sure that people don't have to live in dilapidated housing. Let's make sure that our kids don't have to walk to school in the rain, and then their shoes and their legs and their pants are all muddy. Or that there's too much arsenic in the water where they're afraid to take a shower because they're going to lose their hair. No, I don't accept that. And I know that if you're here for a purpose, which is to win, you'll understand what I'm saying, and you'll help us get there. We'll get there together. Thank you. And let me be clear. We are a very compassionate county. We stand with and support all our residents, regardless of who they are, where they come from, their religion, their immigration status. We are here to support whoever we can because you know what? At the end of the day, the county of Riverside is the safety net. It's our job. It's our job to make sure that we step in and we step up. And we will do so on an ongoing basis always. And I'm very proud of the fact that we have, from the very beginning. This is where I got to give kudos to JVW and others too. They didn't falter. They didn't think twice. They weren't worried about the politics. My colleagues on the Board of Supervisors, they believed in the cause as well. It got to the point that we were helping hundreds of individuals because they got here. So what are we going to do? So we placed them with nonprofit organizations, and then those nonprofit organizations got them to their sponsors throughout the U.S. The 4th District is nearly 75%, folks, of the entire county. And it's a large county, folks, but it's a large district. And I'll tell you, it takes me about 2 hours to get from one end of the district to the other. And now it's even bigger because now I also got to go up 74, which means I also have Ottawa now. So, since my district is a lot larger, colleagues and CEO, executive office, does that mean that we could actually get a little bit more funding? In the Palo Verde Valley, we have delivered solutions and improvements to the Jack E. Marlowe Park, which was just sitting there forever. The person that was just clapping, she gave me a call, but she said we met before that, but I remember the call vividly. Her name is Ashley Guzman. She moved there maybe a month or two beforehand. And she was just active and said, I want to help. I want to make sure we clean up this park. And that's all I needed was an individual that will step up to the plate from the City of Blythe, from the area, from the region, from Ripley, and she did that. So Ashley, thank you. And Mr. Mayor, Joey DeConnick, thank you, Blythe. So we're also transforming major county assets, folks, from our Indio Fairgrounds, which is home to our beloved County Fair and Date Festival. We put $8 million into upgrades to a $15 million investment at Lake Cahuilla Veterans Regional Park. We just had an amazing event, folks. If those of you that were able to make it, you saw it with your own eyes. But we just had another fishing derby and just a weekend of fun. It was specifically on Saturday. Now, Lake Cahuilla is next to near La Quinta, Coachella, Vista Santa Rosa. It's a space where a lot of us grew up going. As a matter of fact, I think John Peña was a lifeguard there. Was it you or was it somebody else? Well, Mike Duran. It was Mike Duran. But John Peña lives in La Quinta. And he was there. And you know what? We were able to renovate that park, and we're going to continue to do more renovations. We put $50 million in it with new bathrooms, a new playground. We even have Golden Boys that put some artwork. New centers for our RVs, volleyball, pickleball, basketball. The swimming pool is finally open, folks, after 10 years. Come on, in an area that gets so hot. And we're working so that that space become a space that's safe for our veterans too. We've been discussing the effort of having mental health, behavioral health services at the park with our veterans. And I want to make sure that we continue that process, that we work that out, we make that happen. They're the ones that brought that to my attention. And I want to thank them for that. Our veteran services, folks, they do a lot of great work. From the village in Cathedral City, for example, those of you that might know about that, and ensuring that we have veterans that now have housing and wraparound services. And as well, ensuring, like, for example, even bringing sunlight so they can get picked up. That's important. We need to treat our veterans like they need to be deserved, like they should be deserved. They go away, they fight for us, we need to be there for them as well. Thank you. So earlier I mentioned Lake Cahuilla. You know, CVWD, Coachella Water District. Thank you. I think Costello and Peter are here maybe. John, I'm not sure. Anthony, I don't know who else. John, I'm not sure who's here, but I just want to say thank you to Coachella Water District for stepping up and ensuring that we were able to sign another 30-year agreement for our kids to have access, for our families to have access to that lake, to the park. We got to be mindful of the quagga. We got to take care of our growers. But I just want to say thank you to them. Folks, there's just so much. And I think I went over my time already by like, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. But let me just do a couple more thank yous because I think it's important. Mr. J.B. Hamby's here, I understand, from IID and IID staff. I want to thank you as well. And the city of La Quinta. I know John is here. Deborah's here as council people. I know that also the city of Indio's here. I know Glenn. I saw Glenn earlier. I think maybe Rancho Mirage and others. We are now going to move forward and build substations, folks. We have a substation going up here in Thousand Palms. We're going to expand the substation that exists on Avenue 58, and there's talks of others. When we have these storms and we have blackouts and it's so hot and we have people working in the fields or working in 110-degree weather, and yet they come home and inside their home, it's their mobile home potentially, and it's so hot inside, or it's an elderly individual, maybe it's our abuelita or abuelito, or maybe it's our grandfather, our grandmother, or someone, an older uncle, and they need medication, it needs to be in the refrigerator, but the electricity goes out. It's unacceptable. So, IID, thank you for stepping up as well, and I appreciate you. Our tourism, agriculture, and small businesses are important to us, folks. Obviously, tourism. I understand that maybe Aftab Dada is here. I understand maybe Davis is here. I'm not sure if Scott White is here. But it's a $9 billion industry, and we need to continue to make it thrive. We need to make sure that it expands, that we do what we can. Agriculture, folks. Almost a $1 billion industry. That's where my parents met, picking grapes. That's real. At KK Larson, as a matter of fact. You might know the late supervisor, Corky Larson. Well, my mom worked there for 20-some odd years. Agriculture, folks, is also it's also the heart of the 4th District. And I think we need to recognize that we don't do that enough. And there's an individual here by the name of Mark Tadros. Mark, where are you? And Ellen Wade. Hey, Mark, that guy right there, if you're into ag, please talk to him. He's not only growing crop, and his dad goes way back and growing dates, but he also works with our school districts and teaches our kids the importance of agriculture. And if Marguerite Chiriaco is there and her team, California Women in Agriculture, and she's always fighting for the FAA, I think it is, Future Farmers of America, actually FFA. That's what we need to do, make those connections. So thank you, Mark. Thank you, Marguerite. I also just want to do one last thank you. As a small business, did folks get their shirt? If not, you can get your shirt up there. Did folks get their cap? If not, we can get you a cap. But I want to ask Miguel and Angel Avila to please stand. Look at these young entrepreneurs right here. These are the individuals that made that happen. Thank you, brother. So if you ever want any t-shirts or shirts, give these guys a call. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say thank you all for being part of a winning team. This speech goes on and on and on, but we don't got that much time. And besides, we got music that's going to play next. I want you to have a good time. And that was the purpose behind the day as well. You know, you ever see Charlie Brown, right? And you see the teacher that talks to Charlie Brown and goes, rah, 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 rah. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to be that. So folks, thank you. Let's make it happen. Let's make sure we bring more victories. Kim Hardy, thank you for what you do with animal services. Kim Hardy gives her time. Ginny Fote, they give their time all the time to ensure that our pets are taken care of. And if I can, I'd like to get my colleagues on the Board of Supervisors, please come up. Please come up. Ladies and gentlemen, my colleagues on the Board of Supervisors. Supervisor Spiegel, Supervisor Washington, and Supervisor Gutierrez. Thank you so much for being here, folks. These are the champions for the County of Riverside.
On three. 1, 2, 3. Am I giving too much of a mean look? No. Or no, toss it up. And
Toss it and catch. All right, ready?
Yep. We're gonna have you cross your arms.
Oh, that's a cool one.
Be a little tricky with the glove, but let's do some celebratory gestures like you're gonna win the game or.
Happy dad.
One is good. One is good.
Do it again. Get my arms put it on.
There you go.
No,
Perfect.
not like that. Not like that.
Okay, do that again. Do that again. Let's do it again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so just go like.
That's probably too fast.
Oh.
Yeah. Into the camera, game face. There you go.
Oh.
Maybe.
Oh, not pirate face.
I'm just like, yo.
We've got these numbers printed out.
There it is.
And every win belongs to the people we serve.
Maybe a little inward fake, and then to the outside, and you'll be wide open.
We will continue to knock it out of the park. No. Right? Was that it?
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up again for the Riverside County Board of Supervisors. Thank you for coming out. Enjoy your evening, and let's keep winning in Riverside County. Good night, everybody.